Oba Femi wants to face John Cena, an AEW star is leaving the company, while another one has signed a new deal. Welcome to Wrestling Republic News, your daily show which brings you all the non-dirt sheet wrestling news in the time that it takes for you to drink your morning coffee. Let's get into it. But before we do, if you could like and comment, that would be massively appreciated. Oba Femi wants to face John Cena. In an interview with Going Ringside, Oba Femi opened up about who he would want to face on the WWE main roster, saying names such as Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther. I mean, Gunther versus Oba Femi, that would be a banger. But most notably, he said John Cena. And of course, this is huge because John Cena is going to be going on his retirement tour next year. So could Oba Femi be one of the stops along the way? Or could Oba Femi even be the last stop? Because a lot of fans on social media last night after this interview were saying that they'd love to see Oba Femi be John Cena's final opponent. So I decided to ask the Wrestling Republic Instagram broadcast channel their thoughts on this topic. And the vast majority of people said Randy Orton, and that makes a lot of sense. After all, the two have so much history together. John Cena, Randy Orton, I mean, it feels like they've had 1,000 matches, and one more match, that would be an awesome way to go out. But personally, for me, I'd prefer to see John Cena go out putting over a youngest talent. And a lot of people do agree because the second name which was said a lot was Braun Breaker. John Cena, Braun Breaker, that would be a huge match. But so would John Cena versus Oba Femi. Who do you want to see retire John Cena? Let me know in the comments down below. CM Punk thought he was done with wrestling following his AEW release. During an appearance on No Contest Wrestling, CM Punk finally somewhat opened up about his release from AEW, and more specifically how he did return to WWE. But he said that after what happened last September, he thought he was probably done with wrestling. He thought the doors were shut, and it's unlikely that he could return. But in November, Nick Khan called up CM Punk, and he said, "Are you clear and free to talk?" And CM Punk said to him, "Well, of course I am. I got fired. It was quite public." Now, of course, in reality, I think what Nick Khan meant was, do you have a non-compete clause and we can't talk yet, or can we talk now? I think that was more probably what it was about. But of course, CM Punk could talk to him, and they did talk. And Punk revealed that originally the plan was to have CM Punk return at the Royal Rumble and not Survivor Series. But Punk wanted to return in Chicago so badly that they rushed everything through and they got it done in time. And what a moment it was. Maria Canales has revealed that she is leaving All Elite Wrestling. After months of unfortunate health issues, Maria Canales has revealed that she is leaving AEW on October 31st. But most notably, she said for the past few months she's been reaching out to AEW, asking if they're going to offer her a new contract, renew her contract. And she said she should nothing back? I mean, if this is true, that is a really bad luck for AEW. I mean, even if you're not going to re-sign a new talent, you could just let them know that, or let them know you're not sure. To just ghost them, I mean, that is awful if this is true. I mean, it's not a good look for AEW at all. And of course, Maria Canales signed with AEW in 2022, and since then she's most notably been on Ring of Honor TV, but she's not done too much, and it's a shame because she's a truly brilliant on-screen character. But the thing is, in AEW, they do have so many great on-screen characters. But still, to not get back to a talent asking if you're going to renew their contract, I mean, that's not good at all. But in some more positive news for AEW, Daniel Garcia has signed a new deal with the promotion. After months of speculation about whether or not he could be leaving AEW or if he will be staying, it is now official. It is now a done deal. Daniel Garcia is remaining with All Elite Wrestling, as announced on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. Are you glad he's staying? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I'm absolutely thrilled. And I do think him in WWE could be interesting, but if I'm going to be completely honest, I do think he's more suited for AEW. I do think that suits his character and his style a bit more, so I think this probably was the right deal for him. But no matter where he went, I'm sure he would have been successful, and I'm thrilled to see him continuing in All Elite Wrestling. Baron Corbin is fighting like hell for another United States Championship run. A fan talked to X, formerly known as Twitter, yesterday to point out how it's now been 7 years since Baron Corbin was United States Champion, and the fan said that they would really like to see it happen again. Baron Corbin replied saying he would love to see it happen too, and all he needs is the opportunity, and that he is quote-unquote fighting like hell for it. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, his latest NXT run was so good, I do think he deserves it. However, since being recalled up to the main roster, unfortunately he's not done too much on SmackDown, and it is a shame because, like I said, he's a hell of a talent. But just like we talked about AEW having a lot of great on-screen personalities, WWE have a lot of great wrestlers, so it is difficult to find time for everyone, unfortunately. But even still, Baron Corbin, give him another opportunity, please. And after last night's AEW Dynamite, we have an updated card for their Wrestle Dream pay-per-view this Saturday night. Darby Allin will be taking on Brody King, Hangman Page will be taking on Jay White, the Young Bucks will be defending the tag titles against Private Party, the TNT Championship will be on the line as Jack Perry defends against Shibata, Mark Briscoe will defend the ROH title against Chris Jericho, and Will Ospreay will take on Ricochet and Takeshita in a triple threat for the International Championship, with Mariah May defending the women's title against Willow Nightingale, and Bryan Danielson defending the men's world title against Jon Moxley. Now, I'm going to be honest, I think this card is stacked, but in terms of how it's been built, if I'm being completely honest, I think this is probably the weakest built AEW pay-per-view yet. Because usually going into the pay-per-views, they have great storylines, and it really makes you interested in the product, especially for me, somebody who prefers the story in wrestling. But if I'm being completely honest, despite the fact that multiple matches on this card do excite me, from a storyline perspective, I'm only interested in Danielson versus Moxley, and even that I feel like could have been built up a little bit more, have a few more weeks to build it up. But what are your thoughts on the cards? I'd love to find them out, so let me know in the comments down below. That's all the news for today, guys. I will be back the same time tomorrow with some more Wrestling Republic news. I hope to see you then. Peace!